It's a new rise. Can somebody lift those hands and say, it's a new rise. I need you to speak it over your own life tonight. It's a new rise. It's a new rise.
Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, and we are now in Clubhouse in Breakfast with Champions, or I guess it's post dinner with champions. But I'm Megan DiMartino, and I am in the tank room for Beer Works in Austin, Texas. Not a great idea. I came to support a friend who's speaking tonight, and I thought I could combine the two. And my Wi-Fi is not working out in my car. I was going to do a carpool karaoke with Maria, my guest, Maria Lindh, who is also, I think, in her car. But with that said, the show must go on. And, you know, it's consistency and persistence. And that is my middle name. And I'm not going to not do this. It's a commitment. And so I decided, well, come back in and get on their Wi-Fi and go live. So we are here tonight. This is an auspicious occasion to be on Clubhouse with Mary Lynn Wilkin in her After Dark segment that she's starting to do, because I have been with Glenn Lundy with Rise and Grind and then a Breakfast with Champions for a very long time, and from the very beginning. And it really is such a joy to be here tonight sharing the Propel Deep Dive. The Propel Deep Dive is part of the Propel community, which I started last year. And this is a community where we can come together and share ideas and help. My heart is to help you start, scale, and sustain the business and life of your dreams. And I have started and scaled and sustained three businesses in the beauty industry, two skincare brands and one luxury day and medical spa. A couple years, 3 years ago, I sold a portion of the spa business, not the trade name, not the URL. And I am now starting again last year with a new brick and mortar. And that is one of the reasons I came to this evening, because I wanted to meet someone with a link of together of what I'm doing currently with regenerative stem cell vitamin infusion and wellness, so to speak. And so I'm here at Beer Works in Austin, Texas, and going to now, you know, open the mic to my dear friend Maria. But before I do, I just would like to, again, share just a little bit. There is a link in the top, and I'm sure it's in Clubhouse as well, to join the Propel community. You receive so I've expanded it on. Yes, it's a program. Yes, I do consulting with businesses and individuals, but it's also information to help you glean to start, scale, and sustain the business and life of your dreams. And so with the community, you receive what I call the Propel Daily, which is a nugget of inspiration and encouragement. And then there's a Motivation Mindset Monday e-blast and blog, and then the Propel Deep Dive that I interview a guest, and then we open it up to the green room of StreamYard, and you guys can join into the conversation. But it is also streamed out to YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, as well as now on Clubhouse in the BWC room, and also the Facebook group for Propel, your business and life activation. So you can find us, guys, and you can always go back to YouTube and see the replay as well. So that is my heart, to be here for you, every week. And most importantly, my guests. My guests are amazing humans that have accomplished things in their lives. They've overcome many obstacles, but they continue going on. And but they also share with you their stories, because we're all in the same boat. We're all evolving. We're all every step of the way. I at the seventh floor am not going to stop. My heart is to help you continue on in your journey. And my experiences of starting, scaling, and sustaining do not come easily. There's so many challenges that have been overcome during these years, major people, deception and theft and trying to steal my businesses and stealing intellectual property and on and on and on, betrayals of people that I knew and didn't know. So it's just, or know well. And so it's all about being here together. And that is what this Propel community is about. And that is what the deep dive is about, that my guests can share their stories. So I'm so, so sorry that I was a few minutes late, especially with this maiden voyage on Clubhouse. But again, I would not be here. So without further ado, I would like to introduce to you, and many of you on Clubhouse know, my dear friend, Maria Lindh. Good evening. So you're not in your car. Oh my goodness, you're in a real live place.
Yes, you have to see this place. It's
Oh wow.
amazing.
Okay.
I guess they're singing upstairs.
I'm going to turn around and show you these big beer. I don't even know what these are called, but these beer cisterns. I don't know if you can see these things, but I'm in the beer manufacturing room. I said to the guy, one of the main bartenders, I said, I cannot be out here. It's too noisy. And I can't go where the networking meeting is because the speaker is speaking. I just wanted to give her, support. And so he said, well, just go into where the vats are. Just go there and sit there and do your thing. So here I am in the beer room of Beer Works in Austin, Texas. So where are you, Maria?
So I'm at Great Neck Games in Great Neck, New York, right down the road, I guess, from the Leonards of Great Neck. How appropriate, where the show
Yes.
will be, and they're singing. I know who's singing. I know exactly who's singing because this is his song. So yeah, we're here for actually the launch of a fundraiser because I'm always doing something. This is Carnival for a Cure. I hope you can hear me. And it's Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. And so today was their kickoff as we get ready for the gala in April. So it's Carnival for a Cure, and it's where the boardwalk meets the ballroom. And how exciting is that going to be? That in April we'll be having this fundraising event. So I guess I'm announcing it right here.
So I have a question. Can you go to another spot where it's not quite as noisy?
So they're actually maybe. It's too loud, right?
Yeah, it's very loud.
We're actually upstairs. Let me see. Let me take my bag with me. Hold on. Let me try to go to a different room, and maybe in the back room. See, he stopped singing just now. So, I mean, I'm taking over their game room. How's that? Is that better?
Much better. Yeah, that because our guests can't, hear.
Sorry. Okay, cool. This is us trying to manipulate our schedules, right? Trying to make everything happen.
Exactly. I mean, that's the point of the point. The point is that it's a commitment, and I will not be here unless I announce that. And I felt that it was a very, very appropriate time to have you as my guest because of the Festival of Song that's coming up next weekend. And that is the 29th year for that. But before we go into that, Maria, I'd like you to share with our guests, and many people on Clubhouse basically know your name, know your beautiful face, and they, if they jump on to StreamYard, the link, they can see your real-time face, not the emoji icon. But I would love you to share with our guests a little thumbnail sketch of you and stay in the focus of business, meaning that your background in education, leaving that, going into real estate, and during a challenging time, because that's what I want my guests to really share with our audience is that the reality of how it's, people see our highlight reels, but they don't realize this backstories to what we've done and been through. And so I really, really would love you to share a little thumbnail sketch about you.
Yeah. So when in my past life, sorry, I apologize. In my past life, my younger days, I was a middle school math teacher, and I taught mathematics to seventh and eighth graders, but I taught the high school curriculum. And back then, I thought I would be chancellor of New York City schools before I was 30, and that was the journey. That was the path I was on. And but I always knew I wanted to be in real estate, so I thought I would become a real estate attorney later on. Uh, so what happened was in 1999, I said, you know what, let me get my feet wet in the real estate sales part, and then I did get my license in 99, and I pretty much did both jobs, and I would use my real estate money to go to Miami with. I was always in South Beach. If you want to know where to find me if there was no school, it was in Miami. And when I would save my teaching money, then I met my husband, my ex-husband now, and moved over to Long Island, where I went into real estate full time, and didn't go back to the classroom. I did go back sporadically. People needed a teacher, and I filled in for them. But I became a broker owner 13 years ago this month, actually. I've owned Next Level Real Estate, New York, for 13 years, and now we have two locations. One is in Limbrook, New York, and the other is in Jericho, New York. And we do a lot of even besides the regular straight sales and marketing, lots of off-market properties. It's been a challenge. You want me to talk about that stuff also?
I just want to share also, I'm very excited that we not only are on Clubhouse, but we're also, as I said, Instagram and Facebook and so forth. And I saw Bob Donnell come in, a dear friend, but also a brilliant speaker, author, and just an encourager, and some other folks. So I'm just excited about who is here and listening. So to answer your question, I would like you to stay in a focus of, here you were in a path to become the chancellor of education for New York City schools, but yet had a dream of doing real estate. But I guess my point to you, Maria, and what I'd like to speak about is that you were on one path, but then realized that you had a yearning and a desire to expand your territory, so to speak, and go into another industry totally. So in the genre of Propel, starting, scaling, and sustaining business in life, 13 years is not a whole heck of a long time to have two offices, starting a brokerage firm. I mean, there's ton of real estate agents around the United States, but many have not started their own brokerage. Their own,
Brokerage.
brokerage. Okay, that's the right word. So I'd like you to focus on, even though you said my now ex-husband, and you do have two sons who are young adults, and you're a fabulous mother. I've gotten to know both sons. I would like you to share about that transition and what motivation or motivating factor made you to really give up education and go into real estate full time.
Well, so there's a reason I left the classroom, because I don't think I ever stopped being a teacher. I think I'm still a teacher in a different way. There is mathematics in real estate, obviously, and so I do use it a lot, and I do help my customers and my clients, my agents, understand the mathematics of real estate. This is very important. As Kim Walsh Phillips says, it's math, not magic.
Right.
If you can't afford it, let's not do it. Let's buy you something you can afford, because real estate is a great investment and will always increase in value. I just would rather not sell a house to someone who has the idea of owning a home, but not the reality of paying for it. And I've been in foreclosure, so I know the pain of that. But my marriage actually took me out of the classroom, and I don't really want to get into that, but I
No.
was grateful for the real estate because I did get my license in 1999, so that was 20, almost 25 years ago. Um, I was grateful during those times when I had to leave and had my two beautiful boys. Grateful for real estate sales, and that having that experience because it did help me serve my family when I couldn't go to the classroom.
Okay. So it was a decision of not just desire to do real estate, but it was a logical decision. It made sense fiscally to take that step into real estate
Full time, yeah, because
full
part
time.
time I did do it, and believe me, real estate is not really a part time job. I don't care how you twist and turn it. So I basically had two full time jobs. You have to really show up for your customers and clients. I mean, just imagine you're saving 20% of a down payment, although you can't buy for less. But let's say you're buying a $500,000 property. You're saving 20% of that, and to watch it just poof disappear out of your bank account, and it's a tough pill to swallow to see that number go down so much. But the important thing to remember is that you didn't spend it, you invested it.
Right. It's a
That-
true life investment. Yes.
oh, absolutely. And so there I am to share with them the blessing of having it, and then getting to use it to invest in property, which will increase in value through the years. So it helps a lot to know what I know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's been for myself personally over the years, and I've bought and sold quite a few homes. Um, it is a truly the smartest investment you can make, real estate. So now, with that, I mentioned your two sons, and so you transitioned from uh, full-time teaching to real estate, and
Yes.
you have two sons, and they're now in their one just turned 21, and one is 19, and just handsome, delightful young men. And why would they not be with a mama like you? But my question to you is, you know, elevating your business, as Stars Tina speaks about, elevating your life. Do your sons understand what you have done and what you do for them every day?
Well, it just happened today, actually. Even I was almost in tears. Two things happened today with Gianluca. I was crazed. I was online interviewing, doing the things I do for the show. And I said to him, I'm so sorry I can't talk to you right now. And he said, That's okay, Mom. It's January. It's every January.
Oh, wow.
First thing, and I was just like, okay, I'm sorry, but not sorry because you get it and I'm blessed. And then the second thing was I went upstairs and I said, hey, what's going on? And he's like, nah, I want to show you something. And he hands me a calendar, a fresh, brand new calendar. And he goes, here. And I said, oh, I look at it. Do you know? He started calendaring.
Oh, wow. Wow. And so, guys, I just want to speak to our audience is that I'm going to shift a bit back to the 5 C's of Propel: clarity, courage, confidence, commitment, and compassion. But you, as a mother, are giving him both your sons, a clear cut, clarity, a clear cut path of setting goals and sticking with them and everything that you do. I mean, that is that mentorship that we're all needing, wanting, clamoring for. We all need coaches throughout our lives. I have coaches personally. So it never stops. But that's so exciting, Maria, at 19. Yes, that
Well,
he
he
not
does
only
see
parroted you, but he's modeling you.
he does see my morning 5 planner that I write in every single morning. and it's right there it's in the living room actually, because I just did a whole new different thing. And I go into the living room, I bought myself a little table, and I drink my coffee or my water with lemon actually these days, and my morning 5 planner with my gratitudes and goals. So yay, thank you, Glenn Lundy. It's rubbing off finally. It took a few years, but he's there. I was in tears, Megan. I was in tears, and he was like, "Are you okay?" I couldn't even speak, and I just said, "Thank you so much." And he was so proud of himself, and it was just what a moment. So we had 2 moments today.
That's so great. That's so great. And Mary Lynn, I'm sure you're there. Put up Glenn Lundy's Morning Five planner, or you probably already have, but I do a mine every day, and I take it with me because I love the way that the vertical, calendar of the day activities, and it's just very, very, very well done. Very, very, very well done. And I think I have mine in boxes, but I think my first one was 19. I'm pretty sure that was so, because he didn't do it in 18. So I think I definitely did 19. So it's been part of my life, and and that's what happens, guys. It's about new habits. It's new things like Maria's doing. Others, like she said, now I'm drinking water with lemon. So she's, being mentored, so to speak, by Barbara Majeski and her program, and drinking a gallon of water a day. And so we all glean from each other. And, it's just so exciting. I'm here in Austin at Beer Works, but with this networking group that, on it I've been to over the years. But this young lady that is speaking just started doing some things that I wanted to support. And that's my heart. And that is to, connect and to mentor and to, really showcase. So speaking of showcase, before we open the room, let's talk about the Festival of Song. Give a little background to your mom, because I loved listening to your live the other night. I don't remember the gentleman's name, but he was talking about he's a radio newscaster or radio disc jockey, I guess, or personality, and he was talking about how your mother was so impactful to his career, and his first job that was in some frozen tundra state, but she helped him get that first job. So we're talking about mentoring, we're talking about collaboration, we're talking about, taking that first step. So share a little bit about your mother and this Festival of Song that is now going to have its 29th birthday.
Yeah. So my mom, real quick about my mom, she was a super mom. She was widowed at 28, 4 kids. She, when my dad passed away, they had just bought the house about 2 years prior. And I remember my grandfather telling her, "Come home," because we only came to America in 1974. And 1981, they weren't even here good solid 10 years. And my grandfather said, "Come home." And she said, "No, I'm not going to change my kids' lives." And it was kind of, now that I think about it, it's kind of shocking that she said no to her father, because you just didn't do that back then. Like if your parents said it, you did it. And she just said no. And so my grandma came and stayed with us, my mom's mom, and stayed with us to help her. And so did my mom's sister. And through the years, my mom ended up driving. She didn't drive. My dad did the shopping, so she was a true housemaker. My dad did the shopping on Sundays. My mom, she did the cooking and the cleaning and taking care of the kids. There was eventually 4 of us. The youngest was 2, 4, 8, and me 10. And she eventually got jobs. She got a job at a bakery. She got a job selling pots and pans. And then she eventually met someone on the radio. And it was back then, it was Radio Uno, and it was right not too far from the house. And so she started reciting poetry, and she loved music. So I don't know, somehow I wasn't part of this, but she also, by the way, failed the road test 3 times. So she drove without a license.
Persistent. Yes.
But she eventually became on the radio, became Silvana Romania from ICN Radio later on. And then I remember going shopping with her. And remember, there was no pictures of people, there was no social media. So we would be shopping on 18th Avenue in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, and she would talk to me. And I heard a lady say, Silvana Romania. That excursion lasted us about an hour and a half to 2 hours because all she did was see a superstar, but it was a voice she recognized. So my mom put us all through college, worked. We didn't pay for anything. She bought us a car, God bless, all through her jobs. So in 20, I'm thinking 1995, she and Gianni Contino from Sicily, they partnered up and did this show called Cantamare and eventually became the Festival of Song. And my mom lived to do 20 years. In 2015, the year she died, that January was her last show and her 20th. And I don't know how really it came about that I took it over. I'm sure my mom was here, and we would say, "Oh, eventually Maria would take over the show." We both would laugh and say, "No way!" But here we are, and it's because of the blessing of my mother's relationships and the people that love my mom so much that I'm able to continue. It's because of her memory and because of this. My mother was a prayer. She was a prayer warrior. I mean, my last memory of her was asking her to pray. So I just now I have a lot of prayer warriors. I have you, Megan. Thank you
Yes,
for
ma'am.
teaching me the word even more through your Tuesday nights. Also, I learned about uh, Pastor Anthony taught me about 1 Corinthians 14:33, where God is not a God of confusion, and that helps me so much when I feel confused, and it happens a lot. And I just pause. You know, Lolita says power in the pause. So yeah,
Mhm.
there's power in the pause. And I just pause and I'm like, God, I know this isn't from you. Whatever you want, I'm going to wait and listen. And then in December of 22, I learned the word discernment, which I'm still learning. And also, you know, there's just so much. My mom was a superhuman, and now we're doing 29 years. It's going to be so amazing.
It really, anything that lasts 29 years um, is a testimony to, again, back to commitment, that courage, that, burn the boats. It's nothing is going to stop, wasn't going to stop your mother as well as now you. And so it's really a testimony to what you're doing. But when I heard the young man, he's my age, when I heard the gentleman's story the other night on Facebook, I think Richard Bannister was on here a bit. Isn't that the gentleman from Uganda?
No, Richard Bannister is in Canada, and I met Richard Bannister when I went to a conference, JT Fox conference, actually.
Okay. Okay.
And I met Richard there, and we became friends, and we're friends on Facebook. Here we are.
Okay, great. So he should, hopefully, he stays on and can come into our conversation. But before we open the room, I just wanted to, in closing, about your mother and your own persistence and commitment and your vision and your mission. I did this with Unique Leaders, my podcast that I had for 2 years. And Sharon Lechter has what she calls the success formula, and it is in 3 Feet from Gold. And the essence of 3 Feet from Gold is don't stop, because in 3 feet you're going to hit gold. So, with that said, the success formula is your passion plus talent times association and action plus faith equals success. So we're not going to go through the whole equation, but what is your passion? What is your passion? And what is your purpose?
My passion is family, and I bring that word into the festival family. I bring that into my business. It's the next level family. I bring that, of course, into my family, my immediate family, brothers and niece and nephews, and of course my children. And my passion is family. It's the
So,
same.
and then your purpose. Do you in your spirit, do you know what your purpose is?
So I read Eric Thomas's book. Who I always it's 3 words. Three words. Who, not you, or something like that. And his purpose was his wife, and I love that story. So ever since then, I've been saying, what is my purpose? I mean, it always comes back to my children and being a great example. Uh, I don't want to shove anything down their throat. I always want to lead by example, show them that I am not perfect. I know that I make mistakes. I know that I could probably have done something a little differently. Um, but I just want them to know it's okay to take your time to grow. Just like my son has been watching me journal and calendar for years now. And every morning, I mean, they're on the island. I mean, I think I put them there on purpose so they can see it.
Right.
But I don't shove it down his throat. And today, when he showed me that calendar written out fully with his 3 intentions for the week, I mean, if I tell you, Megan, wow, I did my job and it took a long time. It's also teaching me patience.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I've been watching my word, the power of the spoken word. Thank you,
Yes.
Megan. Thank you, Megan, again. Thank you. Um, I just want, I watched a movie with a woman on her deathbed and she had so many regrets, all the time she wasted. I don't want to be that woman. I want to be someone who, when I meet the person I was supposed to be, I'm talking to her. I'm meeting me at that moment, right?
That is
That's
powerful. Yes.
that that's what I want. That's what I want to do. That's who I want to be, how I want to show up. And I always want people leaving me feeling better because I just want to gift them something to take away that even though I'm not there, they'll remember how they feel. I love Maya Angelou. As you know, the book is in my, it's the pop of color in my bathroom. People know, they don't remember what you said, but they remember how you made them feel. And I always want them feeling that beautiful warmth in their chest. So,
And
um,
as you said, Maria, earlier, that when you said you transitioned from a full-time teaching, hi, Bob Donnell. When you transitioned from full-time teaching, you said, I'm always teaching. So that's what you were saying also about your sons, as well as your employees and people that are agents that are working with you and for you. So it's about that example that you're carrying through every day. Like you just said, not what you do, but how you make them feel. So
yeah.
let's continue this party. I'm in Beer Works here, and I don't know if you can hear the music over there, but
I answer Bob's question if that's okay.
please,
Bob,
I can't see, so please.
Bob says, Maria, what was the greatest lesson you learned from your mom? There's a few. The greatest is prayer. The last memory I have of her is I walked up to her and I said, Ma, I need to pray. So she sat me down and she said, open the Bible 3 times and put your finger anywhere. And I did. And it landed on a psalm and it was in Italian because her Bible is in Italian. And I read it. She read it. The Bible has different versions. And she said, do you understand what it said? And it was a long paragraph. I felt like she read. And I said, no. And she said, you have to get closer to God. And I didn't at the moment understand at all what she meant by that because I'm asking her to pray with me. I'm like, Mom, pray. What do you mean? She says, you'll understand. And I get it now. And she's gone a long time. I get it. I have to get closer to God, but just not now. Every day. Every day I have to get closer to God. And so,
Exactly. It's a
yeah.
journey every day, every step we take. And just as I said to you one time, if you have to say, uh, asking the Lord to be with you, if it takes every second of the day, then so be it. Bob is asking another question there.
No, he said very nice. Bob, she also taught me how to be strong. Single mom, 28 years old, widowed with 4 kids. When I became a single mom and was in foreclosure and couldn't afford to pay attention, if my mother could do it with 4 kids not knowing the language, I could do it with 2 having an education. So, yeah. She was like, she's always been my idol. Even when she was alive, I said she was my idol. It's just now she's my angel idol. Idol angel. Angel idol. I like that better.
She also taught you to cook, Maria, and entertain. And
Yes.
that I do know that that's in the Italian gene. But you are a consummate, gourmet cook as well as entertainer. So your mom was, I could see it throughout your home. I had the pleasure of spending portion of Maria's birthday, but also New Year's weekend. And this just past New Year's Eve weekend. And so I could see that visibly with your mother there. So I absolutely saw that. But that's part of our DNA as Italians as well. So, Angeline, are people here with us tonight?
Yes, they are. I'm going to give a shout out to all of our guests so far on Facebook. Hello to Rhonda Cobb. We have Dr. Ruth in the house on YouTube. Bob Donnell, of course, has commented throughout. And Richard Bannister, welcome from Facebook. MD Shasha Budden is on LinkedIn with us. And then we have Brian Coletto, who is in the room with us. If he can unmute and video himself shortly, and he can join the conversation. There he is. Then on Clubhouse, we have Mary Lynn Wilkin, of course, our gracious leader in Breakfast with Champions. Laura Bender's on the stage with us. Mikey, hello, in Breakfast with Champions Clubhouse room. Christine, Sumo, Amanda, Graham, Mapper, Sharon, Nagni, Kat, Sarah, Number, Victoria, and Amni are all in Clubhouse with us, listening in and hearing a wonderful interview with Maria Lindh, an incredible Breakfast with Champions community member. And then we're also on Instagram. So we have people tapping in. I'm not going to get these names right. Martin Roca, Sakri, your guys' unique names are so great. Norman Katz, Opry4, and so many others. Thank you so much for joining us on this Propel Deep Dive with Megan DiMartino and the amazing guest, Maria Lindh. Back to you, Megan.
Thank you, Angeline. I have a question. Are there any comments or questions in the chat in Breakfast with Champions?
There currently isn't, but I'll ask, if anybody would love to come up on stage and ask Maria or Megan a question, feel free to raise your hand. I'll bring you up. And then, or Mary Lynn or Laura, if you guys would like to unmute and share, you can as well.
That'd be great. That's super.
Right now. And if anybody on Instagram or LinkedIn, we are watching your comments, or Facebook, if you guys have any more questions for Maria or Megan, let us know and I'll bring your question up and they can answer it. But hello, Brian. Welcome to the stage.
Hello, sir. Good evening. Welcome to the Propel Deep Dive. And I'm so joyful that you're able to join us tonight. It's crummy weather up there in New Jersey, and well, I guess on Long Island as well, but I think where you are more so. But I know you've met Maria on the deep dive before, but do you have any comments, thoughts, questions for Maria in reference to what she shared tonight about her career, what she's done, as well as her mom's Festival of Song? Any questions, thoughts, ideas?
Hi, Megan. Hi, Maria. Well, what I could say is that I definitely have met my share of people who have made transition out of teaching and into a different career where there's a lot of hustle and making money through that hustling. I will also say I am a math nerd, so that serves me really well with the fact that you were previously a math teacher. And as for the festival itself, myself being Italian, man, if there was teleporting, I would get there. But we all know how crazy it can get from New Jersey to New York.
Yeah.
Just too overwhelming for me to
Yeah.
think about it either way, whether it be by car or by train.
I was thinking, Maria, next year maybe we can plan on getting a small bus and taking people from, like New Jersey and the city, or the boroughs out to because
But
it's going to be the 30th.
we actually have Biagio who is performing, and he performs mainly in New Jersey. We're bringing him into New York once a year through the festival, and we also have one of our honorees, Sal Pagnarullo, who is known as Sal Pags. He's also from New York, and yeah, so maybe we can arrange a ride there, Brian.
We'll work on that for next year, the big 30th anniversary.
Big three. Oh, can you imagine? I can't.
Right? Because that's really what I see, Maria, with all of your lives and what you're doing promoting the festival of song is it's truly as important as any conference or any thing that I have been to. I've not been there yet. Hopefully I'll make it with the weather crazy, but hopefully this year. But the foundation of this is so important because you also, Brian, she takes the winner of the festival because it is a contest and they're judges, and she takes the winner to Italy in the summer to go back to her mom and father's town. So how great is that? I mean, you talk about legacy.
Hold on. Everybody thinks I'm Sicilian. Actually, my mother's partner, Gianni Contino, he does his show called Cantamare in Palermo, and that is the middle of September. So that's why the show goes to Sicily. The winner goes to Sicily, and the winner from the Sicily show comes to New York. But I'm actually Calabrese. I was born in Gioiosa Ionica, a little town in Reggio di Calabria, which is right on the Ionic Sea. And we talked about this, Megan. It's Gioiosa, which means joyous. And you taught me about joy, and Nehemiah 8:10, joy is your strength. So we tied this all in during New Year's. So I'm actually Calabrese, and but the show is Gemellato, which means it's partnered up with Sicily. So, but I can do the Sicilian dialect real well.
So we're talking now about doing a retreat, ladies and gentlemen, in Sorrento after the events that Maria's speaking about in Sicily. And, that I would go and visit, the event and then go to just the whole Palermo, the whole area. My grandparents are from Naples, Caserta and Grignano, outside of Naples, but that's all in that southern Italy area. So it's part of our roots, and I'm just really anxious to really explore deeper. I've been there, of course, but not as you go, my dear, as you go. So, Brian, where is your family from in Italy? Do you know that?
No, I do not know that off the top of my head.
Uh-oh. The former teacher's giving you a homework assignment. Find out.
Exactly. Find out. I'm straining my voice here, and I've left my water in my car to come in. Now, I guess I would have to walk to the bar, but I'm going to wait to go and do that to finish what we're, the evening itself. But where you are, Maria, do they want you to leave?
I'm sorry. They have to go ahead. I'm sorry.
Do they want you to leave?
In a little bit. Yeah.
In a little bit. I can tell that music has died down, but you're so generous to continue on. Now that's Richard Bannister again.
Pax Romana.
And what does he say there? I can't see it.
Pax Romana.
Okay.
Pax Romana.
Well, welcome. I saw that you joined the Propel community. Thank you so much. And, I look forward to having you. Next week, I'll be back in my studio, not at Beer Works. And I won't do this again. This was crazy idea, but that's okay. And our first evening with Breakfast with Champions. So I hope this was what you wanted, Mary Lynn. This is what we do with the the community. But what's great about it, expanding the horizon, as Glenn does, filming or recording, I should say, in YouTube now and Instagram and Facebook, of course, because that's where he started. That's his roots. But this is exposing a BWC after dark, and so it's going to be something that will continue to grow for you. So I'm sure that because people love Clubhouse and connecting, and that's where Brian and Maria and I all met. So as we close this evening, Maria, what I'd like to have you share with our guests is even though this was not your dream, this was Alba. That is your mom's name?
No,
correct?
Alba Mazza. Alba Mazza
is your mother.
She was, no, Silvana Romania is my mom.
Oh, okay.
Alba Mazza was a teacher, and we actually have the Alba Mazza Award for Education in the Arts. And Alba Mazza, God rest her soul, she passed away. But she was, my mom and Alba, oh my goodness, they were amazing. So when Alba passed away, I wanted to continue honoring her. And she passed away the night before one of our shows. And because my concept of time is really warped, she passed away. And I just wanted to honor her. And so I named an award after her, Alba Mazza Award for Education in the Arts. And she was a music teacher. And so you were talking about Joe Causey, who was a student. Yeah, and he actually got his first job because Alba said, you need to go here. And so now we're honoring Anya Tucker this year. She's an art teacher, and we're honoring her, and she's receiving the Alba Mazza Award this year.
I see. Well, that connects the dots because he was speaking about her. I didn't think that was your mother's name. So back to my question. This has become part of your life for the last 15 years and then some. And it is very important to you. I can see it. You speak about it with love and excitement. We were in a restaurant and you gave the young man who was singing a card, meaning you're always thinking and working with this. My question is, even though you did not create this, but it is your creation, so I would like you to speak to that, to our guests who are listening, who have belittled themselves, because I hear it all the time. Oh, I didn't do that. That was someone else's idea. I didn't do that. Oh, well, that's not mine. Share with our guests how important it is to take someone else's idea, that spark, and expand it.
Well, I'm sure my mother and I know we're very different people. It was my mom's show, and it took me a few years to say it's my show. I think that I've started like the interviews and the journal. My mom never did a journal. There's some changes that I've implemented. It's become my version of her show. Because I'm not her, and I can't pretend to do things her way, because even cooking is not the same as her food. But the base, the foundation of the show is to bring forward local entertainers, to keep the family culture going, keep the tradition, keep the music going. We are diversifying a lot. We're hoping everybody will come in. Like Ed Salas said, he works in many different. He was in the Chinese community and the Hispanic community, and he's working with single moms and kids everywhere. This is what we want to do. We want to bring the love, because I wrote in my letter that the Festival of Song is one big hug of love. And that's what my mom was. So I'm just continuing the foundation, but it's still Maria's version of it, but with inspired by my mom.
Bravo, as they say.
Grazie, grazie.
Bravo. And that is what I want to leave you folks tonight with, that no matter what, it's not a good idea, it's God's idea. As
Right.
a story was said a couple of weeks ago, but we've heard that before, meaning whatever God puts in your spirit, doesn't matter if it's the genesis of it came from someone else, that you are taking it and evolving it, and you're putting, as you said, your own spin on it and your own heart on it. So just keep going, but take it, start, and then don't stop. So I just, Richard, thank you again for joining the Propel community, because again, I use the word community because it's not mine, it's yours. I'm just a facilitator. So I'm sure Angelina's put the link to join the Sparkle Tree, as she calls it, on Clubhouse. Anyone there, love you to join us in the Propel community. If you do, I'll see you tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Eastern, with a nugget of inspiration and encouragement. And then, of course, next Thursday night for another Propel Deep Dive. Hope you enjoyed tonight. Little crazy, but you know what, Maria? We pulled it off.
Yep.
We did it. Yay! Thank you,
Thanks,
Brian, for
Brian.
the thumbs up. We did it. And we really, really appreciate Brian being one of our great supporters of this. I love you big. So we will see everyone this week in Clubhouse, BWC, starting at 5 o'clock on the US, 4 o'clock British. But regardless of time, they are there until whatever, 11, 12 o'clock. And then here on the deep dive and other things we have for you. So we'll see you soon, and be blessed. Thank you,
See you
Maria.
on Sunday, you New Yorkers. Many blessings. Thank you, Megan. Bye, Brian. Bye, everybody.
Be blessed.